Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is Bigfoot here today bringing you the start of a brand new series, Another Brick in the Mall. Now, a few questions which I'm sure you all have. First of all, I have played this game before, yes, though I did play it on sandbox mode, and this time around we're going to be going ahead and not playing on sandbox mode, starting off with actual traditional cash instead of unlimited funds. Previously I went ahead and built a really large mall, and that was great. However, I want to go ahead and this game's got a very good progress system, and it's such a rewarding game, I find. So I find myself getting very addicted to it very fast, and very much I have played a lot myself, just playing, I guess, just to get back used to the game, and I played it for about 4 or 5 hours today, and I was like, yeah, we need to go ahead and make another series on this, and that's what I'm very much going to do. On top of this as well, the game's changed quite drastically since I last played it about 15 months ago. I very much played it when it just came out and it had a lot of teething problems. However, now the game is, I wouldn't necessarily say it is well polished, but it is doing very, very well, and it's very stable, I guess you could say. It's an all-round game, I think you could classify it as that, though I know they are still adding content to it. One or two things to note as well is that I am currently in America while this series is being produced on my channel, hence why I've chosen this game. I'd very much like to choose some other games and go ahead and play, but a lot of those will be feedback orientated, whereas this game I know how to play and I know it'll do well, and it means I can mass record this, so there will be feedback integration, do not worry, but just for some of the episodes there might not be, or it might be a long delay. This is the good thing about this game though, is that I've already got a vision of what I want to build, and I'll explain that in a second. So let's get things underway, and let's go ahead and start without the tutorial because I know what I'm doing here. We're going to start with 200,000 instead of unlimited funds like last time. We're going to go for normal research, we'll go for a mild rat infestation, staff needs hunger and bladder. Now this is the one thing which I'm going to set staff needs to no. And the reason for this is because I want to be able to, I just felt that when I have been playing my own game, the staff hunger and bladder needs, they're not really, that is something in this game that's not fine tuned, so we're actually going to leave it on no, just because it's, I don't know if it's buggy or it's just not perfect, so we're going to leave it. And what we're going to do is we're going to go for mild shoplifting as well for the time being. So that gives us a good basis anyway, so let's go ahead and let the game generate, and this is what we have, ladies and gentlemen. So we have this really, really large map, and eventually the plan is to go ahead and build a mall in the middle. Now if we go ahead and actually look at the different kinds of shops you can get, or the different kinds of areas you can get, storage rooms, stores, so stores is your general stuff, which I guess you could think of a supermarket, that sort of thing, so Walmart, Tesco's. I'm not really at all sure outside the United States and the UK really what other supermarkets you are, but you pretty much get the idea. That's really what the store is. Then we've got fast food restaurants, ticket lobbies. Ticket lobbies are used with movie theatres, and they're also sometimes used for bowling alleys too. Then we've got maintenance centre, which is quite self-explanatory, as is restroom. We've got bowling alleys, we've got offices, and this allows us to carry out research. Then we've got a fine dining restaurant, we've got bars, we've got coffee shops, and then we've got a security centre as well, which is very good for dealing with a lot of stuff, such as shoplifting. So from the last time I previously played this, there has been quite a lot of interface changes. The interface still isn't perfect to be honest, but I know the system, so it's not too bad. We're starting with 200,000, so that's all you really need to know. We have got a profit of negative $30 a day. That's because we are hiring, well, we've got maintenance, because you've got roads, or if you've got any buildings for that matter, that all requires maintenance, so the roads will be taking up that minus $17 there in maintenance. And then on top of that, we also have some staff salaries. We've already got 2 builders being employed right now. This person here called Bradley, and then there'll be another one, I imagine, doing the night shift as well. So this game is very objective based, and it's also very much it's very research based as well. So as we can see here in the research, I'll go through all these menus properly later, but there's a lot of stuff here. We start out with very basics and then we progress as time goes on. And then finally, this is the big and new upcoming thing, which is upcoming events, and it's so helpful. It allows you to basically go ahead and prepare for seasons, and you can really get increased sales based on this. So stuff like back to school, for example, it's coming towards the end of summer, it's going to be autumn, so if you have the following: school supplies, laptop computers, pants, t-shirts and dresses, then they're going to be an increased demand, so you might want to have more of them in your shop. Right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get started. What I want to do is I want to extend away from the edge of the map, just because I don't want to be stuck in this corner. Arguably I'm not going to be right in the middle either, but I do want to go ahead and move myself along here. What we're going to do is we're going to start off by building a supermarket in this area here, and then eventually I want to go ahead and build a mall and a large complex in the centre here. So what's going to happen is this builder's slowly going to build the roads. The money doesn't come at account, or your account instantly should I say. It happens once the building is complete. So I'm just going to put this onto ×3 right now, and as you can see you can get a feel for it. So per road is 300, as it did say. So I'm going to go ahead and slow this down, and the first few days really consist of just building. So if you have played this game before, then you will understand how it works. However, if you haven't, then what it is it's basically a foundation system. So if you have played games like, what games use foundation systems? Prison Architect, that's probably one of the best known ones. So it's quite a similar system, I guess, to that, with regards to its wall building and its foundations and that sort of thing. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to extend this road a little bit along here. What I want is I don't actually want any bays in front of the shop. I think that would be the best idea. What I want to do is we're going to have our main store here. So this is our large store for the time being. Then what I want to do on the side of that is I want to go ahead and add a storage room as well. That's going to be very important to the building. So let's go ahead and do that here, and this will be easy access, which should be nice. And then outside of that, really, that just needs to get built. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and speed things up. I want to go ahead and also add in delivery bays and that sort of thing along here too. So let's go ahead and do some loading zones in here. That'll be, I think 4 should be enough for the time being, and we'll leave some parking spaces here for some cars. And I also want to go ahead and do some staff car parking as well, just because we've got our maintenance centre out here, which I'm probably going to leave out here for the time being until we actually build a large mall. So that's going to use up quite a lot of our funds, and as you can see, our daily costs are going continuously down, our net profit, which isn't good at all. However, all this needs to be done. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to, I guess, do a lot of pre-building here. We're going to build a road down here. And then this is going to allow me to go ahead and start to have some car parking stuff. So we're going to have some stuff along here. That's fine. We'll have a green gap, and then we'll have some more spaces. So we'll have the next road along here. And then a gap again of 1, 2, 3. And we're going to have another road along here. And then what we'll do is we'll connect this up back round to the roads like that. So that's actually going to cost me a lot of money. And I'm really investing a lot of money here. But we need to go ahead and get in a lot of customer car parking. We've got loading bays, and that'll feed right into the storage, which is fine. We also have staff only parking. That's important to be close to the building, just so your, I guess, staff don't turn up late to work or get stuck in traffic. Garbage pickup, and then we've also got bus stops as well. However, that requires some research, which we'll talk about now. So as the building goes on, I'm probably going to have to hire an extra worker, because this is going to take a while, isn't it? Or we could, yeah, let's go ahead and do that very quickly. So I'm just going to jump into manage here. If you don't understand the interface, then that's fine. But basically all it is every single building will appear in here, or every single assigned area, should I say, will appear in here. And then from there you can go ahead and basically assign different jobs based on the different assigned area. So with this maintenance centre, you can have janitors or builders. They work out of this place here. Right now we've got 3 builders. This builder works from 7 and then works an 8-hour shift till 3 PM in the afternoon. Then we've got Shirley, comes in at 3 and ends at 11 at night on an 8-hour shift. And then the same with Cheryl. As you can see here, it's got this really nice interface now with shift planning, so you can sort of see who works when, which is ideal. And at the bottom you can see how many staff members are working at once, which is currently just 1 as a flat rate. So let's go ahead and add another builder. Now, this is something which will get better, don't get me wrong, but the only three, I guess, stats we need to care about is speed, patience, and sociability, and then their individual job for what they're applying for. So I'm looking for a builder. As we can see here, builders at my mouse. We've not actually got any good builders, however it looks like Sandra is the best out of the bunch here, so we'll go ahead and hire you. And then you're going to be working between 9 and 5, which is fine, so that means we'll have increased building in between that period, and that will start tomorrow, because currently, as you can see, it is between 9 and 5 with the clock in the top corner. However, we've only got the one builder, though she has actually turned up, which is really, really cool, so that will increase things quite drastically. Or I think that's actually a shift change, so I think the shift changes at 3 o'clock, so that is why that has happened there. Anyway, let's go into research, because this is quite important here. So for research, you're not making any research progress at the moment. You need to build an office and hire office workers to get this thing rolling. So that is quite important, and we will get to this very much quite shortly. However, what is happening here is you have like a set starting lines, a set starting products, however it's very limited. You can maybe only sell about 20 things, and we will get to that once our store is built. However, you can go ahead and do research to carry out and sell more items. For example, cold chain. Once I complete this, which will take 24 man hours, which is the equivalent of how much research someone does at their work. So say we have one researcher who works in the office and they do an 8-hour day, that will be 8 hours. So it's not every 24 hours, for example, that would take 3 days to accumulate. So what we have here, will give us unlocking the following products. So fresh fruit, vegetables, meat, fish, milk and dairy. So cold chain is quite an important one to go for first, and then so is alcohol license. And then from there you can really start to jump around a bit. I always like to go with better road and bus connections, and the reason for this is obviously bus will bring you more people into your mall, that's very important, but road networks, this is something which I want to touch on. So currently everyone coming in, not that I've got a lot of people coming in right now, but we will shortly, will come in from this road entrance here. Now, as you can see, a car's come along here, we've got another builder on site, which is perfect, and there's a shift swap at 11 PM. However, if we go ahead and fly over to these other parts of the map, as we can see, there's other road connections, and this allows for other vehicles to travel into this area from different regions, as they call it, and this will allow me to get more shoppers to my mall. Now, the one thing I'm noticing actually is I've spent a lot of money very, very quickly, which is quite alarming. I've not even got my main store opened yet. However, it'll be worth it in the long run, don't worry. The one thing I will say though is that right now, this stat is very important, parking usage, because we need to have adequate parking for our shop going forwards. Anyway, so with that, we will come back to all this, but let's go ahead and actually focus on our shop for a bit of time. It's going to take quite a while to build all this, but I'm going to start to plan out my shop. So let's go ahead and first of all start off with storage, because that's the main thing. So let's go ahead and build the storage bay in there, and then let's go ahead and build the main store in itself here. So that's me going ahead and assigned a storage bay and assigned a store, so let's go ahead and manage these two. So as we can see now, alongside the maintenance centre, building 0, we now have the storage area, storage 1, and then we have the store, which is item or building 2. I'm going to rename that though, because that's kind of a rubbish name, so we're going to go ahead and call it, we'll call it Biggies, I think. No, we'll just call it Bigfoots, I think. Bigfoots is fine. So let's go ahead and call it that. So Bigfoots, no, let's call it Bigfoot Supermarket. So there we go, so that will do for the time being. So this is Bigfoot Supermarkets. So we need to go ahead and assign it a storage bay, so we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll assign it storage bay 1. So Biggie's Supermarket is supplied by the storage of items in with storage bay 1. Perfect. Right, okay, so the next thing every building needs is some doors, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and put some staff doors in the storage bay, because that's probably the most important thing. Let's go ahead and do that, and then what I need to do is I need to do double doors for my actual main store itself, so we'll leave gaps of 2. I'll actually want quite a lot of doors, and you'll see why in a second, though I'm realising this is all costing me a lot of money very, very quickly. Have we finished the building yet? We've not actually. We're down to 62,000 already, which is quite remarkable. But, I mean, to be fair, we've got some really, really good infrastructure here, which is good. So the next few things I want to do is go ahead and add in some customer car parking, which we'll do down here. That allows me to go ahead and receive customers once I'm actually selling products. I also want to do garbage pickup probably here, and also garbage pickup here. Those will be very important for throwing out the trash. Or the rubbish, depends on what nationality you are. In general, my demographics is actually European, which I'm kind of surprised at, because I know for a long time it was American, but very much in this day and age, it is not. Anyway, so looking at Bigfoot Supermarket, currently it's open from 9 till 5, however we're not really doing much in it, so let's go ahead and get some items into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by going ahead and we need some, we're just going to filter by store. Again, you can filter by all the different kinds of objects. So let's go ahead and start off with checkouts, because checkouts are very, very important, and these are the backbone of your store. So let me go ahead and add these in down the front. So let's go ahead and add in 3 to start off with, though I'm going to leave room because we're definitely going to go ahead and as time goes on, expand along there. With that said, let me go ahead and now start to add in some food shelves, and then on top of that we'll just add in some normal shelves, and then basically you'll start to see we basically go ahead and start to fill all these cabinets up, and then based on how full they are, they get filled up from the storage room, which suppliers drop stuff off, and then so on and so forth. Right, so I believe right now that's all really we can put out, and I'm not really thinking that we're going to have too much success anyway going on with this stuff. So that's me gone ahead and built a lot of these display cabinets, not display cabinets. So as we can see, we can put fresh bread on that table. In the fridges we can put soda. We can then go ahead and put bottled water and then juices. On the shelves, it looks like we can put a lot of stuff on the shelves, which is good. So we've got diapers. I'm not really going to go ahead, just because this is a supermarket, I'm not going to group things by item, but when we get to the mall stage I will do that. And then we've also got some household items, and then we've just got some general food. So we've already got beverages in the fridge, that's fine. So let's go ahead and add candies. We've got some canned food. You see what I mean about the interfaces? Some of them are just a little bit fidgety. Let's go ahead and add in some breakfast cereal and then some snacks. Now I need to go ahead and add in some more building stuff, but what I want to do before I do anything is hire some staff for Bigfoot's Supermarket, just so I can go ahead and start working tomorrow. So as it worked like the maintenance centre, I've got staff, I've got 4 builders. With this I've got, of course in my supermarket I'm going to need staff. The kind of staff that work in a supermarket are just cashiers and stock clerks for this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is hire a cashier. I'm going to go ahead and hire Sam Torres. He's maybe not got the best speed, patience or sociability, but he is a good cashier, which is good to see. And basically the cashier skill determines the speed at which the cashier processes checkouts. So it's arguably more important that their trait, which this person probably is actually best as an office worker, but we don't have an office yet, but their trait is more important than general their 3 just overall skills, I guess you could say. So welcome Sam, you're going to be working from 9 till 5, and then we're also going to hire a second cashier, which I think is going to go... I think I'm actually going to go for Ralph. I know I just gave my big speech there, but there's not that much difference in the cashier numbers, and in general you're all green, so let's go ahead and hire Ralph. So you 2 guys are going to be my cashiers, and then we need a stock controller, a stock clerk, which I'm thinking... maybe, I think we're going to have to go for Adrian here, so welcome Adrian to the team, which is good, so you'll be operating in the storage bay. So with that said, I can go ahead and rerun the game. We should start to see some delivery trucks come along, and basically because I've gone ahead and filled some of these shelves, it means that suppliers are bringing goods in to the supermarket. They're going to leave them in the storage bay, and then when the stock clerk starts at 9 AM, what the stock clerk will do is he'll put this goods out onto the shop floor. One thing I do want to do very quickly actually is go back to staff and this stock clerk. I'm going to make him start at 8 AM in the morning just so he's an hour early to go ahead and replenish the shelves. I think that's quite a good idea. As we go forward, the shop will probably, or the supermarket, sorry, will probably get to about 24 hours a day. so things will definitely change. Anyway, let's go ahead and start to put in some more shelves and put in some more food shelves, just on the basis that we've got lots of items which we can go ahead and make use of. I do realise my store is actually very big, but we are going to expand very, very quickly, so don't let that fool you at all. I can get a lot of stuff in, but in general this game does move at a very, very fast pace. Alright, so let's go ahead and go forward a bit. As we can see, our storage room is near enough full already actually, but a lot of this stock will go straight out onto the floor. So let me just go ahead and check my objectives. This is quite important here, and this is a big money raiser. So open a business, I managed to go ahead and get that, and that is a reward of 10,000. Sell 10 different types of products. Technically I've not sold 10 different kinds of products, but I've listed and got on my shelves 10 different kinds of products. So that goes ahead and ticks that achievement. Then on top of that, turn a profit of only $100. We've not got that yet, which is weird. Or this is actually new objectives, sorry, so I was misreading that slightly there. But these will all be quite easy, make 100 total sales. We should be able to do that very quickly. Anyway, so we've got the stock boy in, and he's going ahead and stacking up the shelves. So we've got water, we've got bread out, and we've got some soda. We've got our first customer. So she comes through the checkout, the bottle of water comes to the end, she pays $8 for a bottle of water. A bit rich, but you get the idea. And then people start to arrive at the car park their car. It's all quite a basic system, and as you can see, it's now finally starting to come together. So right now things are going to be very slow going, and we're just going to go ahead and speed through the day as our supermarket starts to fill up. We're sort of waiting on our workers, and we're sort of waiting on things getting, I guess, moving forward in general. We're still building the car park, so that's in general taking up the most of the time. But as we can see now, I've got my new shelves. So we can go ahead and start to put out some more products. And as in general you have more products and more people are going to come to your store, there is sort of a credibility. It's to do with customer satisfaction, so real time 63%. The store is extremely basic, so I can see why. We've not got a lot of customers. We made 28 sales today, and that's the working day just about over. And we've got 5 people, 4 people, 3 people in the car park. Arguably, I think that's probably now going to be most of my staff in general. Alright, so that's the shop closed, so as you can see, you're really getting the gist of this now, hopefully, so we can start to kick things into the next gear. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and just fill the rest of these shelves up, greetings cards, and then we've got some school supplies. Now, I know school is right around the corner, as we can see here, back to school, upcoming events, that's in one day, so hopefully our stock person will be able to fill that up very quickly. Then, with regards to more food stuff, we're just going to go ahead and fill the rest of the shelves. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a very good idea to go ahead and duplicate and have multiple of each item on different shelves. However, for the time being, just because my store is quite small and just because we're going to be doing a lot of research, I'm going to limit myself to that for the time being. So let's now go ahead and pretty much speed things up. There's not too much that's going to happen overnight. I do need to make 1 or 2 small changes, but they're not that drastic. So that's me going ahead and pretty much put every item out I can now across the individual shelves, across the food shelves, across the tables, across the fridges, until we do any more research. As we can see, we've got a bit of litter here and a bit of litter in the car park, so for that we need a janitor. So let's go back to the maintenance centre. Let's hire a janitor and let's see the best janitor. Best janitor is Lynn Wade actually, she's got a 30 rating for janitor. I would argue that you've got pretty much the same, but in general her speed, patience and sociability is that little bit better. Right, so she'll be working tomorrow at what time? Between 9 and 5, which is our store opening hours. What I'm already going to do is I'm going to start to increase the store hours just because I want to start making money at a little bit faster pace. So we're going to open the store at 7 o'clock in the morning and it's going to run till all the way till 10 at night, so that's quite drastic now. So we're going to have to get someone to come in at 7 and you're going to work right through till... yeah, we're going to need to hire more cashiers quite quickly here. So that's what we've gone for. We've got someone starting at 7 and you run through to 3 o'clock, and then we've got my other cashier running from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock, which allows me to have 1 cashier in the building all the time. With regards to stock clerks, we will get there, do not worry. I'm going to hire 2 more cashiers, so that means we always have 2 cashiers running at once. It's the best way to really do it, I find. So we'll have you start at... Yeah, we'll have you start at 2. I think one of the other cashiers comes in at 6 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and put you to 7. But it looks like here I'm going to have 4 staff members in at the same time. I've only got 3 checkouts, so I'm just going to lower your shift to 7 hours. With regards to stock clerks, I could do with another stock clerk. The best stock clerk here is Dwight, so we'll hire you. We'll go ahead and put you on the back shift, so we'll put you on from 4 o'clock till 10 o'clock. Then the other stock clerk can come in at 6 o'clock and go ahead and stock up the shelves. So we'll go ahead and speed this game up, and as of tomorrow those changes will take place, and then we can really start to see how we are doing as a business. So the one thing that we really, this is going to be the main statistic, and it's our profit. So as we can see, yesterday's gross profit was $292. Our net profit, all in all though, is quite drastically down. It was down over $900 just because of the salaries and the maintenance. Got quite a big site, so the maintenance is going to be quite high, but we're not going to do much expanding for the time being. The one thing that should be better today, we should make more money. That's just with longer trading hours, we should make more money. Right, so we've got the stock clerk going ahead and stacking up stock on the shelves, which is good. And in general, we are getting a lot of customers. Yesterday, I think we reached 29 customers, and today we've already reached that quite easily by 1 o'clock. So things are going much, much better. We're getting a lot more cars and a lot more customers. And all in all, it just means that we're making that much more money. We could even break a profit today, which would be really, really amazing. Though we are slowly coming to the end of the day. Though we do have really long queues at the checkout, and as we can see, we've got an exclamation mark in there, which indicates that I need more cashiers. As we can see, the shelves are looking nice and stocked, which is really good to see, and I'm really happy about that. We are in the profit, which I'm quite surprised that's so early. Not a large profit, but $344, it will all make a difference as time goes on. And we went from 29 sales all the way up to 137, which is good. So we can go ahead and delete a lot of these awards we got. We do have an exclamation mark though, and this is probably quite obvious to most of you, is that we missed out on some sale occurrences because the queues were full. Queues can only go as far back as where I've set them. They can actually go a bit further back than these blue lines, but I've gone ahead and blocked that with these shelves, just because I actually want to set my own targets and keep my queues that little bit shorter. So how am I going to go ahead and deal with this better? Just hire an extra cashier. That's the best thing to do. And welcome Patrick, because you're a very good cashier, to the team. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to start you at, we'll put you on early actually. So we'll go ahead and put you on from 7 o'clock, which is fine. I'll put you in at 8 o'clock actually, how about that? That does mean there'll be an overlap of 4 cashiers though, but I'm probably just going to go ahead and build an extra checkout anyway, because we're going to get to that stage. So it's not that of a worry. As you can see here, the blue line, it does go 2 up past the very bottom shelf. However, I'm going to go ahead and, as I said, make my queues that little bit shorter and just aim for that little bit better efficiency. The janitor's not doing the best job here either, but I've only got a janitor from 9 till 5, so hopefully they will sort that out. Now, this issue here is never going to disappear. That's the bottom line. It will never disappear. However, we will be able to go ahead and help it out as time goes on. So let's go ahead and jump into the next day. Well, one thing I want to actually go ahead and do is start building an office, because that's very, very important to me. So let me go ahead and stick the office. Now, the office is actually going to be very, very small. It doesn't really need to be that big at all. It just needs to be maybe 5 by 5. Or we can even do 4 by 4. We can get away with that. So that's going to be the office. That's even a 3 by 3, but it will do, I believe. Now, this will allow me to go ahead and carry out research, because I already want to go ahead and start to serve like fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, that sort of stuff. I really want to go ahead and start to do that. And for that, we're going to need an office. So let me go ahead and do that. We're now into our 8th day already, which is quite remarkable. What I need to do is go to all. We need to get a staff door in there, so that'll be the entrance to the office. I also want to go ahead and add in some floors. So we're going to add in a yellow floor at the bottom here. That's costing me 17,000, but it just adds a little bit more to the whole business. Let's also go ahead and add a different floor into the storeroom, and then the office will have a red floor, I think, which is quite nice. So with that done, we can go ahead and actually assign this the title of office, which is good. And then what do we need in this office? So we need a desk and we also need a worker. So to get a desk, we just simply go ahead and jump back into our build menu, select office and then office desk. That's fine. I've only got room for one worker to work in here, but that's fine. We'll only have one working at once. So let's go ahead and manage. We've got an office now. That's its own assigned area. Let's hire an office worker. Who is the best office worker out of you lot? None of you really, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a change. We're going to go back to Bigfoot Supermarket because I remember a staff member who was a very, very good office worker, and I want to go ahead and make them jump ship. So Dwight Cameron's actually not bad at all. He's got an office level of 40, though he is a stock clerk, but we could find a new stock clerk if you understand what I'm saying. Is there any other good office workers? Adrian, you're not too bad. You're actually quite well all-rounded, but it is Sam who I want to go ahead and move. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and transfer to another job, and then we're going to go ahead and transfer him into the office. So let's go ahead and do that, and that now means that he is part of the office team, as we can see here, and no longer part of the supermarket team. With that done, I need to go ahead and now hire a new cashier though in the supermarket, and just go ahead and basically really refill his job. So let's go ahead and jump into here. There's no good cashiers at all, but we're going to go ahead and take Tracy just based off our characteristics. Now you need to be on the... Was it morning shift? Yeah, it must have been the morning shift, so that will do there, and I'm quite happy with that. So we can go ahead and speed things up. I don't think that change will take effect until day number 9. But all in all, things are doing quite well again today. We're up to 90, 100 sales, so we might not actually do better than we did yesterday. However, it'll be very similar. We are breaking profit, which is good. Though, again, I don't think we're going to make the same amount of sales we did yesterday. I think I need to add someone else in here later on at night, because, again, the queues are a bit long. I've not actually had an exclamation mark, which is good. However, I could have been serving probably all the way till 11 o'clock there, which is very important. So let's go ahead and hire some more staff, another cashier. Again, no good cashiers, but I would say probably you're the best out of the bad bunch, Ben. So let's go ahead and hire you, and let's stick you on in the evening. So let's put you on, we're going to put you on from 3 till 11, because I'm going to open my shop up now till 11 o'clock, just to extend those hours that little bit more once more. So let's go ahead and do that, and I mean the shop can open from 6 till 12, and we probably will push it to that quite shortly as well. I can't go ahead and do anything more than that until we unlock night hours. This is just a research project, and it allows me to go ahead and open business between midnight and 6 AM. So the first research, which is mandatory, is Research Basic. It unlocks the Research Basics, funnily enough. So basically, as we will see in tomorrow in the supermarket office, our staff member, Sam, he works from 9 till 5, so he can put in 8 office hours per day, which is good. And that means you should be able to unlock that one unlock tomorrow, whatever it is. It's the Research Basics. That's going to take 8 man hours, and that should get done tomorrow, as long as he's not interrupted, which is very important. Right, so the day is starting, the first stock clerk's in, we've got our first 2 cashiers in for the morning, and then we're getting our first customers. Gonna have to go ahead and add an additional janitor, I think, because there's a lot of rubbish here, which I need to go ahead and deal with. Just make the overall general satisfaction a little bit better, though it has been dealt with here, which is nice. Right, let's see how we do. So as you can see, the research is going on at the desk. Let me go ahead and just check out how things are doing up here. So we're already up to 3 man hours, and that's doing very, very well. So returning here, let's actually look at some more of the stats. As we can see, the profit margin's 52%, which is good. Net profit and gross profit. Net profit's actually a lot higher than I thought it would be already. It's at 1,000s, which is really, really nice to see. And as we can see, we have made profit yet again for another day. The first day of proper trading, we went minus 906, then we went to $305, then we went to just slightly under that, and today we're going to finish at $250, which that is the day it come to an end. Okay, so where do we go from here then? Well, we've essentially built everything I can, so I just need to continue on to do more research and also really just expand and add into more people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the game run a bit, and I think it's been a really productive first episode. There's still a lot of teething problems which I do need to go ahead and resolve, but we will address that in the next episode. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed this first episode of Another Brick in the Mall. Go ahead and leave me some feedback down in the comment section below, and I will try to go ahead and respond as fast as possible. Please leave a like, rate, and show your support for this new series. And that's all for this video, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.